Hello and welcome. My name's Kelly. I'm the senior yoga teacher at yogacourse.com. So today we're working on a flow leading up to bird of paradise, which means we have to start to work in towards our shoulders, working in towards our core, and working into some balancing postures. So you may need some blocks, you may need a strap. I might use them today, I may not, but depending on you and your body, use props where you need to. So we're going to begin this class in working into opening our hips, moving into shoulders, working into a sun salutation where we are going to have some different cross-family arms. Then we'll go into some warriors and some standing postures, down into abdominals, and then playing with the bird of paradise flow. Okay, so we're going to begin this class in lying down. So all the way down onto our backs, bringing the soles of our feet together and opening out into a reclined butterfly. Now, if you need support underneath the knees, you can use blocks or bolsters. Your hands can be wherever you choose to be comfortable. I'm going to place mine on my heart and on my belly, closing down the eyes and just taking this first posture to become grounded. Feeling all the sensations in the hips, starting to connect to your breath. Taking the breath in and out through the nose. Starting to find the constriction at the back of the throat. Finding the ujjayi breath. I wish you all a beautiful practice. Push pause where you need to. Take a child's pose. And come back whenever you feel ready. We'll do 3 more breaths here. Now on this breath, drawing the knees together and hugging them in towards your body. And just having a little rock from side to side, massaging the back in towards the mat. Keeping a hold of the right knee, extend the left leg away, flex through the foot, drawing the right knee in a little tighter, flexing through both feet. We'll take a hold of the big toe or the outside of the foot, coming into a half happy baby. Feeling the stretch all the way in towards the hamstring and towards the hip. And from here, just open the leg out towards the side. Don't let the left hip raise. Lifting the leg up and over, opening out the right arm, coming into a twist. Feeling the stretch all the way down across the shoulder, in towards the lower back. Coming back, draw the left foot on towards the mat, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, thread the hands through the gap and around the left shin or hamstring into reclined pigeon. This allows the hip to open, feeling the stretch in towards the glutes as well. And from here, I'd like you to cross the right thigh over the left, maybe even wrapping the toes around, coming into eagle pose. Bringing the left forearm in front of you, wrapping the right arm around, either the backs of the hands touch or come into a full wrap. On your next inhale, lengthen through the body. The exhalation to crunch and draw the elbows in towards the knee, working into some abdominals. We need to start to work the abdominals so we can get in towards our bird of paradise, because you need the core to lift the leg. We'll do 2 more here. And release, drawing both knees back in towards the body. Keeping a hold of the left, extend the right leg all the way out onto the mat. Coming into that half happy baby again. Again, feeling the stretch down the hamstring. Maybe that nice elongation through the spine and through the right leg. Beautiful. Opening out that side stretch, getting in towards the hip, making sure the right hip doesn't lift. Wonderful. Lifting up and over, taking that left knee over to the right, opening out the left arm in towards a twist. Don't forget to breathe. Bringing it all the way back. Again, drawing the right foot onto the mat, crossing the left ankle over. Thread the hands through the gap and around the right shin or hamstring. Again, there's a lot of variations. You can always straighten the leg. I prefer to hug it in a little tighter. That way I feel a stretch all the way on the outside of my hip. Beautiful. Crossing the thighs over. Again, the toes can wrap. It doesn't matter if it doesn't meet. Right forearm in front of you. Left wraps around. Finding the exhalation to crunch. The inhalation to lengthen. The exhalation to crunch. The inhalation to lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, we've got 2 more. Last one. Well done. Release, drawing the knees in. Give yourself a little break. Now you can either roll to the right or left side or rock and roll yourself forwards and backwards. I'm going to roll myself up. I'm going to make our way into tabletop, into 4-point kneeling. So stacking the shoulders over the wrists, hips over knees, knees hip distance apart. Working into Biceps, cat-cow. And I really like to work from the tailbone. So lifting the tailbone, tilting it up, sink the belly down, shine the heart through, finding your inhale. The exhale, tailbone underneath, navel to spine, press through the hands, chin to chest, finding cat pose on your exhale. Inhale, coming forwards. Exhale to contract and round. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, the inhale. And exhale. Starting to work in towards our shoulders, we're going to come into thread the needle. Raising the right arm all the way up, finding the inhale. Exhale to thread and reach towards the left. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And on the exhale, thread the arm all the way through, resting the shoulder, the cheek, the arm all the way down. Option to walk the left hand to the top of the mat. Option to raise the left arm up and bind it behind you, holding on to the right thigh. Opening up as much as you can. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Maybe have a few more breaths here and even close down the eyes. 1 more breath. On the exhalation, gently release, coming back to tabletop. Finding the left hand on the inhale, inhale. Exhale to thread. Good, you've got 3 more, inhale. Exhaling. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And as you exhale, you surrender the arm, the cheek, the shoulder. Option to walk the right arm to the top of the mat or raise it up and take it behind you and threading and finding the left thigh. Really opening up through the chest, feeling the stretch wherever you feel it the most. We're all different. Beautiful. Exhaling and releasing. Coming in towards our chest, in towards our shoulders a little more, into puppy pose, Anahatasana, the melting heart posture. You can use blocks underneath the hands. If not, walk the hands out in front of you, still keeping the hips over the knees. Sinking the chest down, either the forehead or the chin comes to the floor. Surrendering your heart. Again, just breathing here. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Last one. Come back into the chest, coming down onto the forearms, sliding down into Sphinx pose. Now in Sphinx pose, just have a little move from side to side, getting in towards the spine, let your head go. You're gonna work into some core. So it's very different here. Now, in your Sphinx pose, normally you would draw Uddiyana Bandha in anyway. I want you to activate through the quadriceps. Draw your navel in towards the spine, pressing into the forearms, rounding into the shoulders, picking up the belly and lifting just the hips to activate your core. Holding for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. You should have that gentle little shake in your body. Good, we're gonna do it one more time. Navel in towards the spine, really pulling up through Uddiyana Bandha. Again, picking up the pelvis, activating the inner thighs as well. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and gently release. Good. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes, sending the hips back towards the heels, lifting up to downward facing dog. Now let's walk our dog out, pedaling through the feet. It's maybe the first downward dog of the day. And again, just allow your body to move. Good. Walking your feet towards your hands. Again, allowing your body just to have those simple movements. Keeping the feet about hip distance apart, interlace the fingers behind the back. Taking the hands over your head. This is where you may need a strap. Again, if the hands don't meet, that's fine. Just allow your body to have those simple movements, waking up shoulders, waking up hamstrings. Beautiful. Slowly releasing. Taking the feet a little wider, so heel toe them out. Sinking the hips down towards the floor. And we'll meet in Malasana, yogi squat. Your hands can come into your heart centers. Again, have those simple movements. You can open out the knees, really squeeze and lift and open the chest. Two more breaths here. Beautiful, gently release. Walking it back into downward facing dog. Beautiful. Raise the right leg all the way up towards the sky. And we're gonna just have these little pulses. Pulsing up for 5, 4, 3. You can take the chest towards the thighs. 2, 1. Step the right foot to the outside of your right hand. Option to drop the back knee if you choose to. Totally up to you. Heel toe the toes out towards the right side. Place the right hand to the heel of the hand into the belly of the thigh. Coming on to the blade of the foot and just coming into a little twist here, opening out your hips just a little bit more. Good, placing the right hand back on the floor. Tuck the toes of the left leg. Walk your hands around to the left side. The legs stay exactly as they are. We're just gonna reach and open the side body. You can still stay on the heel or even the blade of the foot. One more breath. Beautiful. Slowly releasing here. Heel toe the right toes to the center of the mat, dropping the back knee. Good, releasing the toes. Again, you can have blocks here if that feels good. We're gonna push back into a half monkey. Just have a little dig of the heel in towards the mat, waking up all the way at the top of the hamstring. Coming back into your low lunge, finding your inhale, finding your exhale. Option to stay here with blocks. Options to raise the arms up, finding your inhale. Taking the arms back behind you, finding your exhale. Inhaling forward to lunge. Exhaling, taking it back to half monkey, half split. One more, inhale. And an exhale, find half split. Taking your left hand towards the floor, raise the right arm all the way up. Digging your right heel into the mat, flexing through the feet. Open up the hip towards the wall, finding your inhale. Exhale, thread the arm over the top of the leg, underneath the arm. One more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, just for luck. Inhale. Exhale. Good, planting the hands back onto the mat or even onto the blocks, finding our way back to lunge. Tuck the toes of the left, pressing your hands in towards the mat, draw the right knee towards your nose. But you've got to find space by really protracting through the shoulders. Step it back to plank pose, shift forward, drop to your knees, chin, chest, Ashtanga Pranayama. Scoop through and up to Cobra. Back to downward facing dog. Wonderful. Left side, raise the left leg up, pulsing the leg. 5, 4, chest can come with it. 3, 2, 1. Step the foot to the outside of the left hand. Again, remember you can drop the back knee. You can have your props handy if you need to. Heel toe the toes out. Heel of the left hand, the belly of the thigh. Wing open the knee. Sinking a little further in towards your body. Wonderful. Left hand to the floor, tuck the toes at the back. Walk the hands over to the right side. Reach the left arm over. Again, feeling that beautiful side stretch. Imagine someone's pushing the knee away from you, pulling the arm to the side as well. I love this stretch. Beautiful. Bringing it all the way back. That left toe, heel toes to the inside of the hands, dropping the leg. Remember, you can have your props here, staying in your low lunge. You can release the toes as well if you need to. Push back to that half monkey. Coming back into low lunge. So just moving between these two movements, really dorsiflexing through those front foot toes, digging the heel in at the very end. Inhaling, maybe raising the arms, and the exhale, take it back. Good, 2 more. Let's do 1 more for luck, because you notice how the balance can sometimes get thrown by taking the arms behind you. Right hand to the floor, left arm lifts. Remember, you're going to open up the hip here, stretching to the inner hamstring. Exhale to thread. Don't worry if you become wobbly here. It's totally normal. Having props always helps to find that space. Beautiful. Let's find our way back to lunge. Remember, you can keep the blocks underneath the hands or you can move them out the way. Tucking the toes, left foot. It's going to come off the floor. So press the hands in, knee to nose, holding it here. Good. Shift forward. Ashtanga Pranayama. Shift through and up to Cobra. Back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Look forward. Step, jump, float your way to the top of the mat. You may have props handy. Halfway lift, inhale, create length. Halfway lift, exhale, deep forward fold. Beautiful, bend your knees, sit low, chair pose, inhale. On the exhalation, deep forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhalation. Exhaling, stepping back to plank pose. Shifting forward, option to drop your knees, Chaturanga Dandasana. Scooping through and up to upward facing dog. Back to downward facing dog. Good, now we're just going to play with a different variation of Surya Namaskar. Raise the right leg up, inhale. Knee towards nose on the exhale. Inhale, lifting up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee towards nose. Keep shifting a little further forward. Inhale. This time as you exhale, plant the foot onto the floor, grounding the back foot into Warrior One. Inhale. Let's change the arms. Bringing the left forearm in front of you, right wraps around, finding eagle arms. Inhale to lift. Starting to open up the shoulders a little more to help with our bird of paradise shoulders. Good, 1 more breath. Gently release. Step back to plank pose, shift forward. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Well done, left side, inhale. Knee towards nose. Inhale. See if you can lift it a little higher and take it towards the nose a little closer. 1 more, inhale. Shifting forward. Plant the foot onto the floor, ground the back foot. Inhale, Warrior One. Beautiful, bringing the other arm in front, finding your eagle arms. Lifting chest, finding the back bend. Draw navel towards spine, don't let it hang out. No soggy elbows either. 1 more breath. Wonderful. Plant the hands, step back, shift forward, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Beautiful. 2 more breaths here. Maybe open the mouth and let it all go. Good, raise the right leg all the way up, inhale. Bring it through the gates of the arms, ground the back heel, cartwheel the arms up to warrior 2. Drawing navel in towards spine, roll the shoulders back down and round. Flip the palms, rib shift forward, forearm to thigh, down to the floor, back arm up and over, extended side angle. The hand can always come onto the floor as well. Engaging the back of the arm into the leg, leg into the arm. Opening up side body. Beautiful, bring it back to warrior 2. Flip the palms, rib shift forward on the inhale. The exhale to reverse warrior. Good, make sure the knee doesn't roll in. Still pulling up that back thigh. Wonderful, back to warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Heel toe the toes in. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Come into the long side of the mat. Roll the shoulders back down and round. Inhale, lift the chest. The exhalation, you're going to come into wide-legged forward fold. Taking the arms over the head, shift the weight in towards the toes, tilting the pelvis up a little more so you get more of a stretch in towards your hamstrings. Relaxing into the arms, allow the shoulders to open. 2 more breaths. Well done. Use the arms, use the core to bring you up, softening into the knees. Turning the right toes back to the front of the mat. Back into warrior 2. Finding your exhale. Good. Shifting a little further forward. The right arm is going to come underneath the right thigh. Right hand wraps around, taking the left arm behind you. Option to use your straps here, if you can find your hands, great. Revolve the chest up towards the ceiling. Again, drawing navel in towards your spine. 1 more breath here. Well done. See if you can straighten that front leg a little more. Again, coming into a bound trikonasana. Super hard. Rebend back into that warrior. Cartwheeling the arms to the floor, pivot on the back foot, step back to plank pose. Shift forward, option knees, chin, chest, or chaturanga. Upward facing dog, back to downward facing dog. Well done. Ooh, walk it out. Beautiful, let's try the left side. Inhale, raising the left leg. Bring it through the gates of the arms, ground the back foot. Cartwheeling the arms, warrior 2. Perfect, roll the shoulders back down and round. Flip the palms, rib shift forward. Forearm to thigh, back arm up and over. Again, remember the hand can come to the block or to the floor. Just make sure the hip is open, shoulders up, round and up to the ceiling. 1 more breath here. Coming back to warrior 2. Flipping the palm, rib shift, up and back to reverse warrior. Feeling the stretch all the way down that front side body. Don't lean in this back leg. 1 more breath. Back to warrior 2. Straighten that front leg, turn the toes alongside the mat. Make sure you're happy with the stance. Interlace the fingers. You may want to try something else here with the shoulders, it's not a problem. Rolling them back. Inhale, lifting the chest. Deep forward fold. Again, smile. Feel that beautiful stretch through the hamstrings, through the shoulders. Chin to chest, soften the knees, bring your body all the way back up. Turning the toes to face the front of the mat. Check in with the back foot, make sure you're happy with that as well. Bring it back to warrior 2, roll the shoulders. Rib shift further forward. Taking the left hand underneath the left leg, finding your bind. Interlace the fingers, rolling it all the way back. Holding on to everything here. Revolving everything up towards the ceiling. Now when you feel ready, maybe straightening in towards that front leg. Don't worry if you wobble. I'm feeling it definitely today. Beautiful, rebending, pivoting, placing the hands onto the floor, stepping back to chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing. Now if that felt enough for you, perfect. Continue, let's do that again. Or we're going to try our bird of paradise. So when you're ready, stepping that right foot through the gates of the arms, grounding back and finding warrior two. Now, when you're shifting forward, bringing that arm underneath the thigh, you want to try and get that shoulder underneath the knee. What everyone seems to do is they seem to go for their crotch. We don't want that. You definitely want to go underneath the knee, finding the arm. Now, the hardest thing now is to step that back foot to join your front foot, squaring the body. The weight shifts into my left foot, coming onto the ball of my right foot. This is where your core is really important from here. This is the hardest bit, I promise. I'm going to turn face on so you can see what it looks like face on. Now, drawing my navel in towards my spine, shifting my weight, lifting up my body. Now, if you stay here and you have a wobble, don't worry. If you can, extending through and finding that beautiful stretch. Maybe pointing through the toes or flexing through the toes, however feels possible for you. Beautiful. One more big stretch. Now when you're ready, slowly releasing. Now I'm going to turn back to face the front of the mat, grounding down through that right heel. Step the left foot back again. Shoot it back. Wonderful. Refinding warrior two. Well done. Cartwheel the arms. Stepping back, shift forward. Option to take that vinyasa. Up and back to down facing dog. Wonderful. Let's try the left leg. Stepping the left foot through the gates of the arms, grounding the right heel. Cartwheeling the arms, warrior two. Shifting forward, finding your bind. Okay? Now remember stepping that back foot to join the front foot. Coming onto the ball of the foot. Now remember, we've all got favorite legs. It's not a problem if this side's not your best. Now, you could always play with just lifting the leg, playing with trying to get up here. Now remember, this is your core that lifts you up. So it's the core to bring you up, straightening through the body and then straightening through the leg, holding it here as much as you can, pulling up. Wonderful. Releasing slowly, not slamming down as much as I did. Stepping your right foot back, lifting and finding warrior two. Perfect. Cartwheel the arms, step back, shift forward, chaturanga. Wonderful. Back down facing dog. Pedal it out. Whew. Well done. Okay, so let's start to bring us down a little. Raise the right leg all the way up towards the ceiling. Bringing the shin parallel to the wrists. Sliding your left foot back. And then again, we can stay here. You can always prop up. We'll come down into pigeon pose. Relaxing here, flexing through that front leg. Now remember, we're going to be working to get that shin parallel to the top of the mat. I'm not there yet, but we're working to get there. It's all about the journey and how the body feels. Well done. Slowly bringing your body back up. Sliding that front leg up towards the top of the mat. Bringing the right sole of the foot in towards the left thigh. Squaring the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Janusasana. Finding your length. Finding your stretch. Slowly releasing, crossing the legs, rolling over, stepping back, down facing dog. Let's go left leg, pigeon pose. Inhale, bringing it all the way through. Now remember, when you're working into that three-legged dog, you're more than welcome to take the leg a lot higher. I find at the moment, I'm trying to get my hips nice and square. So instead of taking the leg as high as possible and the hips turning out, the lower the leg, I've got more control on my hip. Again, see how you feel. Bringing yourself down into pigeon pose. Making sure you're not sitting on the one hip, you're still grounding down through both. Well done. Really well done. Now if you felt we went a bit fast, remember you can always push pause. Slide that right leg all the way around to the front. I like 4 fingers or a fist between the sole of the foot and my thigh. Squaring my hips. Inhaling, creating length. Exhaling, finding the fold. You can either interlace the fingers, you can find a mudra, you can use a prop here, but really hinge from the hips. Create length through the spine. Don't come into this roundedness, create length. I like to think of it, instead of my nose coming towards my knees, think about nose going over the toes. One more breath. Release. Lifting it up, stretching the legs. Have that beautiful release. Bending the knees, let's just stretch out our shoulders. Taking the hands behind you, fingers pointing towards the glutes. Now this is not always accessible for everybody. You can have the fingers out towards the side. It's not my favorite, should I say, to have the fingers pointing away from you, because we want to be able to get a stretch in your shoulders. Okay? Drawing navel in towards the spine. Option to just lift the chest, open up the heart and stay here. This is enough. If you want more, lift the hips, squeezing and lifting, opening up just a little more. You can release the head, coming into that reverse tabletop. Allow your shoulders just to have that beautiful stretch. You've been working super hard. Chin to chest, slowly release. Squid your bottom towards your heels. Roll all the way down, drawing the knees in towards you. Well done. Keeping hold of the right knee, extend the left leg all the way out. Take the knee up and over towards the left side, opening out your right arm. Coming into that supine twist. Allowing the shoulder to stretch, lower back to release. Beautiful, release. Left knee joins the right. Extend the right leg away from you, moving any props that may be in the way. Take the left leg over to the right side, open out the left arm. Feeling that beautiful stretch across the shoulder, down and towards the lower back, maybe even in towards the leg. We're all different. Wonderful. Slowly release. Draw the knees in towards your chest. Come into a happy baby or any pose that feels good for you. Really well done. Slowly release, drawing the knees in, placing the soles of the feet on towards the mat. Now, we're going to come into Savasana. Now, you may leave the knees bent and just knock the knees in, especially if you have any pinching in the lower back. You may come back into that reclined butterfly if that feels comfortable for you. Or maybe even taking up space and letting the heels roll out to the side, the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling in a sign of surrender. Closing down the eyes and taking a full deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and exhale. Create a smile. Be proud of this body. This body that's just worked super hard for you. Then let go of any breath that you may have. Allow the natural rhythm, the natural cadence of your breath just to take over. Start to notice the warmth you've created. Start to notice how you feel. Maybe the sounds that may be around you. Traffic, doors slamming, people moving. And don't allow it to become a distraction. Allow it to be part of letting go. Just soften the jaw, soften the face, and relax. Now you are more than welcome to stay here as long as you want to. If you'd like to join me, adding a little movement into the fingers to the toes, maybe having a full body stretch. Bending the knees, rolling over to either side, right or left. Maybe staying here. Opening the eyes, using the hands to bring you back up. And coming back to whatever pose feels comfortable for you. We'll draw the hands in towards the heart centers to remind us to have kind and loving intentions. Drawing the thumbs to the lips to remind us to have kind and loving communications. And the thumbs to the space between our eyebrows to remind us to have kind and loving thoughts. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. Namaste.